Remember in the last episode when I said we were probably going to end up losing both of our centre-backs? Well, unfortunately, that has actually come true. We've had to get in two new centre-backs who have done pretty well for us so far, but they've got a big test today. Or two big tests, rather, as we are away for both matches, one of which is at our former club. The fact that we're away for two straight games is a bit annoying, but I think that's been the case since the middle of September. We are now into the latter part of October. We were meant to face Lynn, by the way, in September, but the match got postponed and pushed back because Lynn made it to the third round of the League Cup, which is quite the achievement. We didn't even get to the second round, did we? So well done to them. But we're also away at Bolton Wanderers, who I think are also in the playoff places. Yes, they are. Bolton are sitting in fourth, so that's a big match coming up for us. We are sitting top at the moment, 8 points clear of Barnsley, who have 3 games in hand for some reason. No idea why. Lynn, on their parts, are sitting in 15th. They were up in 10th, 11th just a few games ago, so they've hit a bad patch of form. No wins in the last 4, but they are still pretty clear. Well, 4 points clear of the bottom 4, which is more than I actually thought they were going to do. So well done to them. One of the players that they do have with them, of course, is the on loan Carl Daly, who joined us in the summer. And he's their top scorer, 8 goals this season. So well done to him. He's been a regular starter as well in the league. He's certainly getting more starts than he did last season for us. So you know what, fair enough. I think we slipped on him a little bit too much. Maybe I should have given him more game time, but Evo was just that good. 6 goals in the league from 16 matches, and he's still currently a League 2 player. So we made the right decision to loan him out. And speaking of right decisions, we had to get some new centre-backs in because we did end up losing both Keben and Zeze. Zeze we lost on deadline day, which is rather annoying, but luckily I had a couple of replacements lined up. Keben went for 11 million. No, he didn't. No, wrong player. He went to Cercle Bruges in Belgium for £3.7 million, which is higher than what we agreed with him. Originally, it was 3.1, but managed to squeeze a little bit more money out of them. And Zeze ended up going for £8.75 million, which is a lot less than his £15 million release clause. I think that does rise to 11 million or something like that, but he was desperately unhappy here, so we just cut our losses and got him out. It's a major loss for Watford, not just in terms of calibre of player, but also in the amount of money that they spent on him. 17 million. Utterly stupid. Also, Bailey Chaffee, Nathan Baxter and Marley Dixon have all gone out on loan. Nathan Baxter, he actually left for Plymouth for £170,000. Third choice goalkeeper, nothing more, nothing less. Bailey and Marley have gone out on loan. We might see him back next season depending on how they develop. As far as players coming in, I think we got as far as Londonio, didn't we? Yeah, Londonio, who's not really played that much, as you can see. Centre-back number 1 we got in, Juma Bar, 23-year-old centre-back from Sierra Leone. A lot of caps he's got as well. He's on loan from Manchester City, 3.5 stars of accountability, 4 stars of potential. He is injured, unfortunately, hamstring strain. So he's going to be out for both matches today, which is a shame because he's easily our best centre-back. He's been playing regularly for us so far this season. And he's played in the Premier League actually for Man City. I don't know how I didn't see that. Fair enough. He's definitely a high calibre player, Premier League player. So he's the Zeze replacement for this season. And centre-back number 2 is Eran Cashin, a 27-year-old Irish international. He's actually played more games for Ireland now. He had 1 cap when he arrived. Can play at left-back just in case, but he's been playing at centre-back and he's done all right. 3 stars of accountability, 3.5 stars of potential, leading championship player. And we brought him in for £300,000 from Brighton, where he has played a Premier League match. So, in fact, he's played a few Premier League matches. Okay, fair enough. We have a good calibre player here. So, 2 good centre-backs, one of which we will see today. Barr, as I mentioned, is going to be out. Jay Robinson has arrived from Chelsea on loan, a 22-year-old English winger. 3.5 stars of accountability, 4.5 stars of potential. This is a director of football signing. Decent Premier League player. So my new director of football knows exactly what he's doing. I say new, I'm the one who's new. He's been here longer than I have. Currently of Chelsea, formerly of Southampton. He's only on loan. We've had to pay money, obviously, for him, but he's starting to pay it back. 4 goals in 11 appearances in the league, and that's despite the fact he was suspended for a couple of us because he got sent off, the silly boy. Ale Mateju, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, 33-year-old Czechian international, can play on both full-back positions. He's mostly going to be wing-back, if anything. 3 stars accountability, nothing more in potential. He is in on loan from Rennes in France, where he played Europa League football last season. I had to check that out. And if we got a European caliber player with us, absolutely fine. He has actually done pretty well at left back in place of Magoma. Even though Magoma has been in recently and he's more informed, so some good competition at left back, which is always going to be handy. So that's all the transfers that we have made so far. Obviously January, in fact I should probably show you, we do have some finances still. £13 million in the bank, 7.3 million in transfer budget, and we still got 185,000 available in wages. So if we need to bring anyone in January, and we probably will, then we are more than prepared for it. I also hemorrhaged the wages down by £250,000, something like that. Utterly insane, the job I've had to do over the summer. But now it's about the squad gelling together, which they are still doing to an extent. So let's see how they do in this first match. It is going to be McKenna in goal. Selvik, he's doing all right, but I just want McKenna to actually get some more game time, especially he's younger, he's a championship player, or he's leading league. Oh, for goodness sake, he's dropped to League 1 level now. Oh, alright. That's fine. What's Selvik these days? Oh, Selvik is the championship player now. For crying, you know what? He can go in then. Selvik in goal. A back four of Magoma, Cashin, Dion Sanderson in for the injured Bar. Good enough for this level. He's in until Bar comes back. It just gives him a bit of game time as well. He's supposed to be a regular starter, so it'll keep him off my back if he doesn't have enough games. And Gakia is at right back. It has normally been Capilla Rivera at right back, but he's been injured, so I think he's just come back. Nope, he's out for another 2 weeks. Fantastic. Dobson at the base of midfield with Traversa and Mutarelli in midfield. Simons has been given a break, as is Slater on the bench, and Mateju. Robinson on the left wing, Alves on the right wing. Dumba is the man up front. And speaking of strikers, actually, we have about 4 strikers at the club. Only one of them has scored a goal. Now, granted, Dumba has been starting more often than not, and he's the top scorer of the strikers with 6 goals, I think, this season so far. Londoño has been playing at times, and he has started a few games to give Dumba a bit of a break. He scored no goals. Hurtado has just come back from injury, so fair enough. But then you've got Karumgard. Is he on the bench, actually? Karumgard is not on the bench. Londoño is. Okay. He's played a few games, but he has also not scored. I'm not sure what to do with the striker situation, because our midfielders are scoring more often than not at the moment. Dumba does wade in with a few goals. And there is Alves. Oh, he hits the bar. He's been one of those who's been scoring quite regularly for us this season, thankfully. But I need to do something about the other strikers. Maybe it was worth actually keeping Carl Daly here. Would he have been a better option to have on the bench? Maybe. But again, I don't regret so much sending him out on loan, because he's getting the game time at King's Lynn. He's developing there nicely. He's in the same division as us. And he's actually scoring quite a few goals. Might be worth keeping an eye on how he does into January, and if necessary call him back and then just have him for the second half of the season, especially if we don't get our strikers firing on all cylinders. Because Dumba does score more often than not, but he does go through dry patches as well. There he is. He's coming very, very deep, actually. I've tried him at deep line forward as well. Oh, that was terrible. Who was that? Was that Ngakia? And that was a terrible goal to concede. That was all Ngakia, to be honest. He's not been convincing at right back for me so far this season. He's not unhappy anymore either, because Dobson's still here. He's dropped his concerns. He's just not performing. I feel like the players who wanted to leave or who come down from the Championship, they're not really performing. So we're relying on all the players who we've brought in. Oh, brother. That's my top scoring striker as well. Foot injury. He's broken his foot, hasn't he? 6 months out. I might be calling Carl Daly back in January. Oh my gosh. As it stands, the injuries are not stupidly bad, which is good, but we're not a full flow, as you can see in this match. It's very lethargic at times. And now we're 1-0 down. We've lost our best striker as well. Dobson does well to win the ball there. Not bad. Well done. Mutarelli into Alves. Takes his man on. There is Londoño. And Londoño scores his first goal for the club. Maybe he just needed the camera on him to make him feel like he's being viewed by the world. Whatever it takes. Bolton 1, Watford 1. Londoño with his first goal for the club. My director of football was... maybe he was right about this one. I did reserve judgment on Londoño because, again, my director of football brought him in under my nose. I didn't even realise he'd come in. Maybe he'll be okay. We'll see how he goes. This is only his first goal, as Robinson should have scored there. It's only his first goal for the club. But it drags us back into the match, and that's all I can ask for. We've been the better team here. Our shooting has not been good enough so far. You know what? We'll go with that. Our shooting has not been good enough so far, bar that one goal. But it's actually a good opportunity for Londoño, not only to get some more match time, but also to increase his sharpness, maybe get him running the team, depending how bad Dumba's injury is. I feel like it's going to be a few weeks at minimum. At best case scenario is it's just a few weeks. I don't think it's going to be one of those few days where he's going to be off for. Because if it's like a bruised foot or something and he's had to be taken off for that, I'm just going to be like, bro, grow a set. Robinson plays it in. It is into Londoño again, but he's offside. At least he found the back of the net. He's finding the back of the net. Maybe he just needs that run in the team. We are up to 64 minutes. Just thinking, any changes that we could be making here? Minus, obviously we've got one less. Traverso is apprehensive. Simons is aggressive. Maybe he can use it in a good way. He can come on for Traverso. And Mateu is going to go on for Magoma because Magoma's just having a poor game. So is Dobson, actually. What? Right back. I don't even have another right back on the pitch. Well, on the bench, sorry. Well, I've got Slater. We'll try Slater at right back. You know what? Apparently he can play there. We'll try him in there, see how he can do. Because he's not actually playing in midfield too much at the moment. And also make use of the fact he can actually play in multiple positions. Right, 1-1 with 15 minutes to go. I would like to win this. Although a draw away from home, is especially against a playoff chasing team, is never a bad thing. I think Bolton have been in the Championship in recent seasons. Just like Watford have. So it's not like we're playing a very poor team here. Nathan East is going to come on for Robinson. He's actually been quite impressive this season. And physically, obviously very good for this division as well. But he's actually started contributing to goals recently. I think he finally scored his first goal of the season. He's also been capped by Jamaica for the first time. Hopefully Carl Daly will follow with getting capped by Jamaica one day. As it finishes 1-1, no more highlights. We'll take the draw away from home. It's fine. Dumba is injured. We need to see how bad his injury is. The board will not grant me a coaching course. Fantastic. 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, fine. Dumba's out for 3 to 4 weeks. So Londoño is going to get a run in the team. Could have been worse, so I'll take it. Right. Kings Lynn Town. We're coming for you. They're up next. How did they do, by the way? Oh my gosh, they're up to 13th. Looks like they won. No, they beat Rotherham 2-1. 4 home games in a row. What did they do to get that? Amazing. And they've got Liverpool in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. Well, they've done well so far. Now we have to go and put an end to their run. It is worth pointing out that in Kings Lynn's last match, it was actually Carl Daly who did score the winner. In fact, was it after coming from behind? Yeah, they came from behind. So Armani Richards scoring as well, which is always a problem in these sort of scenarios. We've got to go up against him this time. Unfortunately, Carl Daly is actually ineligible for this one. He can't play against his parent club, which is the norm in these loan contracts. As far as changes in the squad go, But actually, Mateju should be coming in from Agoma. So that's the one change at left back. De Jesus is coming in at right back for Ngaka, who drops to the bench. Not impressed by Ngaka recently. So let's give De Jesus a chance, as he's supposed to be an impact sub. Well, no, he's supposed to be a squad player. He's just an impact sub at the moment. But having been bought in for £850,000, he's played a handful of games. He's not really done massively well, so let's give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. Another Portuguese fullback that we have, a bit like Lavinia was for us at Kings Lynn. In the midfield, it's actually, you know what, we're going to go with Simons instead of Traversa. He can be a wide central midfielder. I want to have a try at that. He can play it apparently. I just want to try and do something a little bit different with regards to the midfield. Dobson is playing as a defensive midfielder now, and Londonio is starting up front in place of the injured Dumba. Karumgard is on the bench, so if Londonio doesn't perform, then Karumgard will get a chance as well. Kings Lynn squads. Wow. Oh yeah, they had to get new goalkeeper in, didn't they? Because I was going to let both of them go. So Will Murdoch. No idea who Lewis Banks is. Reece Doherty starting at this level seems a bit of a madness. Jack Shepherd, who is the captain. Yeah, he's still captain. That's fine. Caden Hughes. Is he at left back now? Hang on. 21. Yeah, Caden Hughes is at left back. Interesting. O'Brien Whitmarsh. Morgan Williams got a new contract. That's good to see. Richards, of course, still there. Darcy. Sorry, hang on. Where's... Oh, Palmer's on the bench. Interesting. Nathaniel Junior Brown at left wing. Rowe is still the man up front. No shock. Don Roy Bertie's still there. Oh my god. Is he getting more game time than I gave him? Heskey's still there. Don't know who Joe Clark is. Palmer on the bench is a surprise. Orvitz. No idea. And Kasky was a youth player. So they're trusting youth, clearly. We owe Kings Lynn after what happened. Yeah, we played Kings Lynn in the Virtu Trophy and we lost against them. I mean, it's the Virtu Trophy. Nobody truly cares. I only really care about that trophy if we get through to like the semi-final. And well done, De Jesus. I built this Kings Lynn Town squad up and they've done very, very well in League One. Granted, some of the players are not mine, like the guy who's just on the ball there, Darcy. But as much as they've been doing well as... You're joking me. I've built them up so well that they've scored against us after just 1 minute. Boys. We're the ones who should be taking them on. We're going to have to go attacking. Just like the good old days at Kings Lynn. I built them up, I've now got to try and tear them down. But currently they're tearing me down. And it's interesting to actually think about, did we make the right move in going to Watford? I mean, on the face of it, yes, because Watford are a bigger club, as what was Mateju trying to do there? Well done, Robinson, he wins the ball back there. Watford are a bigger club, much bigger reputation, a chance to be in the Premier League, and there is Alves. What? He took that ball down so well. And we have equalised against Kings Lynn. Mad statement that is. After just 15 minutes. Good cross by Robinson here, actually. And Alves on the first touch. Let's have a look at that. Ooh, chested that down beautifully. Their goalkeeper, I don't know what he was trying to do, but not my signing, so no, not my problem. But yes, Watford have been in the Premier League. They high reputation. They've probably got a bit more of a ceiling compared to, say, Kings Lynn, as that's a free kick to us, just outside the area. Alves swings it in and is headed just over. So in terms of actually moving on, Watford is the natural next step up. It's just a shame that we had to come into a club that was on a downward spiral and we've got to turn it around quickly in order to get promoted, which is, again, the minimum aim for us this season. For Kings Lynn, it was always just about survival, but as it stands, if they finish around 15th, do you know what? They would take that easily. I think the board will take that for the rest of the time. And, oh, what a shot, and it is saved and out for a corner. Are we going to see this corner? No, we're not. I need to do something about these set pieces. They're clearly not working. Because I think I've seen maybe a handful of corners this entire season. And we were good, what's this? The 19th league game of the season? Like, for goodness sake, you'd think we'd actually get set pieces sorted by now, but apparently not. Kings Lynn with a free kick, and Williams is normally quite good at those, and thankfully Selvik does save it. It was offside, doesn't matter, thankfully. Selvik, who's back in goal now. Selvik is still apparently better than McKenna now. Fine, as long as Selvik is doing the business, then McKenna can just be the backup for and just do cup matches. We're the favourites here, so go out there and give the fans a performance to cheer for. Do you know what? We'll go for that. We have the ability to make a real difference. Keep going. And you have the ability to make a real difference. I don't know if Lodonio has the ability to make a real difference. I've not seen him at all. Ref, that's a straight free kick already. It's literally from kickoff. I never taught my boys to be that dirty. Look how they've massacred my boys. I think that's the meme. Kings Lynn are having so much of the ball here, by the way. I'm thinking, is this tiki-taka really the way to go, or should I just go back to doing wing play? We do have obviously another 2 formations in wing play. Richards, do you know what? We are going to swap to that tactic. There we go, custom wing play. And it is a 4-2-3-1 apparently. Hold on. Mutavelli can't play that apparently. Slater can, as can East. Do you know what? That's what we're going to do. We are going to do that. Dobson, yeah, you can stay there. Simons, you can stay there. You know what? I think that is actually fine. We're going to have to do that because we're 2-1 down against the side who are newly promoted. It's a bittersweet moment to see Kings in Town 2-1 up against us. Evo with this sweetest of assists there. I should have brought Evo. I might have to bring Carl Daly back. Although not seeing him in this lineup. Maybe it would have been better to see him in the lineup. He could have given us a little bit of help by not assisting or scoring today. Oh my god, we're really under the cosh. Something has to change drastically here. Because we should not be being dominated right now. This is very worrying. Oh my god, no, this is actually very, very worrying. What is going on? And I bet they get a corner. Nope. Luckily, we didn't see that. Right, Kedemgaard is going to come on for a disappointing Lodonio. Don't know what I'm going to do there. East is going to come on for Robin. I mean, Robinson's having a good game, but he is knackered. And Magoma will go on for Mateju at left back because I'm not happy right now. Nobody should be with this. Demand more. And another highlight for Kings Lynn. This could be a rout if we're not kept. Yeah, it's going to be a rout. Oh my god. It was awesome when we were doing this to other teams. But now we're on the end of it and... oh dear. This was not in the script. We were supposed to come here and beat Kings Lynn. Or preferably destroy them. Wow, okay. Yeah, something needs to change. Drastically. And they just keep... this could be a rout actually. This could be utter humiliation. Slater. Seen nothing from him. There we go. He is in here. Trying to play it in. Okay, right. That's the first thing I've seen from him all season. First goal of the season for Slater. And apparently we're now back into this. 3-2 to Kings Lynn. Maybe just berate them a bit more. Say that they're useless and they go and prove me wrong. I know I said this squad is still trying to gel together, especially a lot of the new signings, but oh my goodness, they're making it way, way tougher for themselves. Because if we don't get promoted this season, I don't think I'll even still be in the job. And if I have to end up going back down to League 2, I'd rather just go abroad. I would legitimately rather just go abroad. Come on, boys. Is there one more highlight in it for us to save a point? Ridiculous that we have to try and save a point. And it's not looking very hopeful. This is going to be a full-time highlight, isn't it? Oh, Football Manager, you giving the hope and just taking it away. Oh my gosh, I just realised Kaski's on the field. They're playing a youth player against us. Oh, you're taking the mick. You're taking the mick. If he'd scored there, that's the ultimate mick take. That's embarrassing. And I'm chewing this team out. Unbelievable. I've got no words. Unbelievable. We're still top, but why have Barnsley still got 3 games in hand? And where are they? Kingsland are now 11th. They should not be getting relegated. Disgraceful. They don't even deserve... I'm not even going to make them rest. They deserve nothing after that. Disgraceful. Right, we are going to come back most likely in January, unless something horrendous happens in the meantime. Wow, that was not in the script. I am genuinely embarrassed by that result. My whole team have done us dirty there. So if somehow you enjoyed that episode, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss future episodes coming out. Thank you so much for watching, thank you for your support in the series so far, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, that loss.